We praise your name, Jesus, to protect us, to guide us, Lord, to see us through, to fight for us, to give us hope in the name of Jesus. We praise your name, Jesus, to protect us, to guide us, Lord, to see us through, to fight for us, to give us hope in the name of Jesus.
Now that you've heard that, I would like to break down the analysis given by our colleagues in the Fox News, and hopefully I'll shed more light on what is really happening. I am so glad that America now gets the message. America now knows what is happening in Nigeria. Simon Ekpa has been vindicated, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been vindicated. He told us they are coming, they are coming, they are coming. The Islamic are coming, the Islamists. And today they have come. But we are glad that America is ready. God's own country is ready to protect us. Thank you, America, for doing what is right. It is time to designate Nigeria as a country of particular concern. They must be put in the red list because they are killing the Christians in Africa. Let's watch this.
35 faith leaders are calling on President Trump to act on the deadly persecution of Christians in Nigeria. Since 2009, over 52,000 Christians have been killed, including 7,000 this year. More than 18,000 churches have been burned since 2009, and over 5 million Christians have been displaced.
Fox News contributor Raymond Arroyo joins us now. Raymond, I'm so glad you're here, and I'm so glad we're doing this topic. We don't speak enough about the persecution of Christians in the world, the number one persecuted religion in the world. What can you tell us about what's going on in Nigeria and why we've been so slow to respond?
Well, first of all, just to put this in context, if you put together all the Christians persecuted for their faith around the globe, Rachel, they do not compute to the high numbers in Nigeria. As Charlie just mentioned, 52,000 killed since 2009. That equals, there's a group called Inter-Society, which does pretty good polling on the ground. They say that's about 35 Christians killed every day, okay?
Hold it there. Thank you very much, sir. I really appreciate those statistics. And also, you should know that within Nigeria, they also reduce the number of casualties. That's the culture of Nigeria in anywhere you go. Like when NSAS happened, they said nobody died. In NSAS, we know what happened in the year 2020. NSAS, where the youths came out to protest about illegal, military forces doing what they are doing to the youths. They came to kill them, but they said nobody died. So in Nigeria, the statistics are very, very, I'll say they are shortchanged to an extent. It's a criminal culture, a criminal tendency, a criminal mind. So when you are hearing that 52,000 have died, with all due respect, I would say multiply that by 5. I'm being generous here by saying multiply those numbers by 5. That's me being generous. I would have said multiply by 20. But me being generous, I'm saying multiply the 52,000 by 5. Then you'll get a clear example of what you are looking at. The bigger picture or the lost pictures of what's really going on in Nigeria. Because before our eyes, we've seen Christians slaughtered like chickens. They've killed us like animals. The Islamic jihadists are doing this, and the government is in bed with them. The police, the army are in bed with them. And the northern politicians who believe in Sharia law and the Islamization of Nigeria are in bed with them. They collude with them. So those numbers you're seeing there, 52,000, I would say it's a very low estimate. Because Nigeria has a peculiar culture where they lower down the statistics of things happening. They always lower down the statistics. But let's continue.
3 churches are destroyed every day in this area. And look, it's a combination. In northern Nigeria, you have both Muslims and Christians being killed. But in the Middle Belt and elsewhere, it's all Christians being slaughtered. And the perpetrators here are Boko Haram, whose name we know, an Islamic terrorist group. You have these Fulani herdsmen who run around on horses or on motorcycles with machine guns. They literally mow these Christians down, these farmers who are tending to their land.
Not only that, sir, after they mow them down, they then resettle in the communities of those people, those Christians they've killed. And what is so strange is suddenly you see strangers, intruders, interlopers, bringing in their family members from the Sahel region to those lands that they have killed the people. And they somehow now have the power to rename a community, to rename a street, to rename a town, to rename a village with an Islamic name. That tells you the government are behind it. Because last time I checked, for you to be able to rename a place, you must have those clearance. You must have the approval by the government, the council, or something. But in Nigeria, these dirty-looking Islamic ragtag animals, once they decimate the Christians in the community, they somehow are able to call their brothers from the Sahel, people who are undocumented, foreigners, Islamic jihadists, suddenly move into those communities and start to live in those communities. And the Christians who have been killed, their relatives run away and somehow they find themselves in an IDP camp. Internal displaced people, that's what they call them. More of a refugee, but because Nigeria government knows what they are doing, they choose to keep those refugees in-house. Normally, refugees leave a country and they move to a neighboring country. But Nigeria, because they want to conceal what they are doing, the atrocities, the killings of the Christians, they want to do it in-house. So they came with this new slogan, this new mantra known as the IDP camp. Internal displaced people camp. It means you are keeping it in-house. The world is not seeing the numbers of the refugees who should be out there outside of Nigeria. But no, because the government are in bed with the jihadists. They are killing the Christians and they are keeping the other ones in-house. IDP camps are littered everywhere. Millions of Christians are now living in IDP camps. Millions of Christians have been displaced from their ancestral home. That's what the media is missing. I think you are not looking at the whole spectrum. When you look at the holistic view of what Nigeria is doing, the Islamic country of Nigeria, what they are doing. They come to kill the Christians, the other ones, because there is no presence of the police to take care of them, to protect them, then they run away. It's natural. When someone comes to kill you in your community, people have died, you have to run away. So when they run away from their communities, suddenly Islamic jihadists will now bring in their own relatives from Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, Mauritania, Sudan. They all come, suddenly can go through the borders of Nigeria without any document. They move directly into those communities that have been abandoned. Who told them about those communities that have been abandoned? It is the government. And suddenly, there is a population of Muslims living in an abandoned Christian community. That's a very good example of Islamization, a process known as Islamification, to Islamificate a community. And I want you to go and do your research. 99.99% of the millions of people living in IDP camps, I repeat, 99.999% of the millions of people, millions of displaced people from their ancestral homes living in IDP camps are Christians. And when you do an audit trail, when you trail back, when you trace back their locations, these millions living in IDP camp, when you trace back to their origin, their ancestral homes, it has been occupied or preoccupied by whom? Islamists and some natives that came from a foreign country. Because most of them, they are homeless. They don't have country. So they bring them from the Sahel. Nigerian government fund them to come all the way from the Sahel to those locations. So indirectly, they are changing the demography of Nigeria. Chasing away the Christians and bringing in, Islamists, people, artisans, Islamic, nomadic people living, scattered all across Africa. They bring them into Nigeria and, rehouse them, relocate them to those displaced areas. So when Christians run away for their lives, the Nigerian government will now bring in Islamists, people who believe in Islam and all those things. They bring them into those communities to take over those communities. So slow and steady, Nigeria is now changing into a Muslim country. The demography is changing. That's the second game, the master plan of the caliphate that most people are not seeing. The Nigerian government knows about this. The politicians know about this. The governor knows about this, all the governors, but they are hoping and praying that the Western world will not get a wind of this. And because the Nigerian media, they've been barred from speaking on this, so they can't really tell the Western world what is really happening in those abandoned properties or abandoned communities. Every Christian home is being replaced by a Muslim person. And unfortunately, the way they do it is, the artisans, peasants, poor Muslim people who are wandering around, they go and gather them, bring them to those communities. And they also have the temerity to change the names of the communities to Islamic names. Nigeria is changing. Nigeria is changing. So the killings of Christians must take place to chase away and scare the rest out of their communities. And once they have left their communities, suddenly Nigerian government will now do more like a funding to get some people, like a pilgrimage, get the Islamic jihadists all across Africa, bring them into Nigeria and relocate them to those abandoned Christian communities. This is what they are hoping America will not know. So yes, they are killing the Christians. Yes, there's a genocide. But what is the aftermath? Why are they doing what they are doing? Why are they killing the Christians in the different communities? To scare them away. And once you do that, you've now given the Nigerian government, the Islamic Nigerian government, the opportunity to take over your community, calling their brothers, their relatives, their distant relatives, all across Sahel, bring them in to stay in those communities, unharmed, while those who ran away are being rehoused in an IDP camp, internal displaced people's camp. So nobody can see what's happening. There is no percentage. There is no numbers, no statistics of Nigerians who are refugees because the Nigerian government knew what they were doing. They are keeping it in-house. It's a covert operation to annihilate all the Christians, wipe them out without the world seeing the figures, seeing the numbers, or know what's going on. It is an inside job, an in-house job. Please, President Trump, hurry to the aid of the Christians. We beg of you. We, the Biafrans, we are largely Christians. 99.9% of Biafrans are Christians, Jews, and traditional worshippers. We have been the stumbling block of the Islamic Caliphate. They've seen us as the stubborn ones, those ones who are delaying their job. Hence, they went all the way to Kenya to kidnap our leader, His Excellency, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And not only that, they were able to bribe some idiots, some useful idiots, to go all the way to Finland to sabotage their own, His Excellency Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Prime Minister of Biafra. In Finland, Finnish government was in bed with Nigeria because they gave them a contract, an oil and gas contract in Lagos, worth billions of dollars. That way they were able to silence Finland, and they now have Finland in their pockets. This is the problem. Finland is a very small country. They don't really know what's going on. Sometimes they are naive to what is going on in Nigeria. And, the layer of the oil and gas, the billions, on the table, they are naive. And they've been used by the Nigerian government to sabotage the only people who are able to stop Nigerian Islamic government on their track. Because their plan is to come to Islamize the Biafrans, but we said no, we're ready to fight and die to liberate ourselves, to keep ourselves safe. But unfortunately, the other tribes, they are scared, to fight for themselves, so they run into IDP camps. We are the Biafrans, we are the only ones who refuse to run into IDP camps, to go into IDP camps. Hence, they have sent in their military, their police, Boko Haram, and the rest of them to come and kill us. And they've tagged us terrorists. That's the problem. This is what's happening in Nigeria as we speak. Hence, we are calling on God's own country. We are calling on America to please hurry to the aid of the Christians in Nigeria. Hurry to the aid of the Biafrans. We are the ones that can stop Islamization of Africa. If Biafra is liberated, we shall work with America to stop the growing amount of Islamists brewing, terrorists brewing in Africa. We shall be a stumbling block. They know this. That is why they hate us with a passion. And they've barred the media from speaking truth. So Nigerian media are also in bed. Unfortunately, they're also in bed with the caliphate. So let's continue.
It is an outrage. And back in 20, motorcycles with machine guns, they literally, and the perpetrators here are Boko Haram, whose name we know, right. An Islamic terrorist group. You have these Fulani herdsmen who run around on horses or on motorcycles with machine guns. They literally mow these Christians down, these farmers who are tending to their land. It is an outrage. And back in 2017, the Trump administration designated Nigeria as a country of particular concern, which came with sanctions. Well, when the Biden administration came along, Anthony Blinken lifted that designation. He said these murders were being committed because of climate change.
Anthony Blinken, the bloods of the innocent Christians are on your hands. Your hands are filled with blood. You lied to the Biafran people. You lied to the American people. You lied to the world when you said the cause of the so-called genocide was due to climate change. Lord have mercy. Let's continue. Listen.
Well, that's why you see now Ted Cruz and 35 Christians saying, wait, we need to redesignate Nigeria as a country of particular concern. It's a bloodbath. It's a genocide.
It does seem like if this were happening to somebody else, you would see it on the front page of the New York Times, the front page of the Washington Post every day. Why isn't it?
This is the issue. The youths have been misguided to an extent. Even in Nigeria, the Christians are shouting free Palestine, which is good. Changing their flags, putting on Palestine flags. But I call it the hypocrisy of time. Because in their own house, the genocide of the Christians are taking place. But the Nigerian government have refused to call it what it is. And also the Nigerian government are supporting the freedom of Palestine. But not the Christians living in Nigeria. I call it the hypocrisy of time. Students all across the world, the youths, have been misguided. What is good for the goose is good for the gander. If you're saying free Palestine, what about free the Christians? Free the Christians in Nigeria and around the world. Stop the genocide of the Christians in Nigeria. What about that? I've not seen a single flag. I've not seen a single hashtag from the youths around the whole world that have been misguided. Students who are studying in America, they are busy going for a protest about Israel and Palestine. But they ain't looking at what an Islamic country is doing to Christians. It seems like the Christians are the fall guys. When it's about the Christians, it is okay. Just allow it be. But when Hamas goes around looking for trouble, killing the Jews, and Israel had to respond as a normal country would, then they turn around and blame Israel. And then the media comes out. Even the Nigerian media are given the license to attack Israel. Think about that. But they are so scared to speak when it comes to events happening in Nigeria. We are the same government of Nigeria killing the Christians. I call it the hypocrisy of time. In Nigeria, elephants can fly. So that man is right. No, the speaker is right. How come nobody's speaking about this? How come there is a total silence? How come we're not even hearing about it? How come only the Biafrans have been crying all these years? We told you they are coming. We told you the terrorists were coming. Our leader Nnamdi Kanu told you they are coming, they are coming, they are coming, they are coming. They are coming for your land, your resource. They will come with their cows in the guise of Ruga and the rest of them. Today they have come and you all are acting naive. You all are pretending. As if you didn't hear the gospel, the prophecy of Nnamdi Kanu. You are pretending. You Nigerians. If not that I love the Christians in Nigeria, I would have said, let the Western world just fold their hands and watch the Islamic jihadists deal with you and put some senses in your head. Because before this time, a prophet came among you and told you what was to come. We told you what was to come. Our leader Nnamdi Kanu told you the plans, the activities of the jihadist government in Nigeria. We told you. Instead, you called him a criminal. You called him a liar. You said he was lying. He was a liar. You changed the name Biafra to Biafraud. You begged the Nigerian government to kill a man who came out in the public to expose the Nigerian government. If only men were gods. If only men were gods. If I had the heart of stone, I won't even make such videos like this. Speaking and advocating for your own liberation. Because when it was dawned on you that Nigerian government is doing this, you all folded your hands. You were happy when the Nigerian government pretended like they were only after the Christians in Biafra land. You were all happy. You were praising your government. Yes, go and kill them. Go and kill the Igbos. The Igbos, they are stubborn. The Igbos are the problem. Go and kill them. We love our military. We love our government. Thank you, government, for doing what is right. Now we demand you go back to the home of Nnamdi Kanu and make a video showing his dead body on the floor. Show us his lifeless body when they assumed Nnamdi Kanu was dead. The same people were begging Nigerian government to send their military back to the home of Nnamdi Kanu. Littered with dead bodies, 28 people were killed in a man's house and compound. And you told them, you told your government, you begged the Buhari government to go back to the home of Nnamdi Kanu to take pictures and make video showing his lifeless body. You were so happy. You were laughing at us. You were insulting us. But today the chicken has come home to roost. The same government you were praising has turned around to now steal your own land, kill you, and turn you to Islam. Slowly and steadily, the demography of Nigeria is changing. Slowly and steadily, your lands have been taken off you. But somehow, now you get it. But the pride in you all will not allow you to come out and plead, apologize to the Biafrans, because we saw this coming way back. We saw it coming and we told you all. But instead, you colluded with the Nigerian government to kill my people, to destroy my land till this day. You destroyed my land. You were happy that an Islamic country was doing that. Today, now they have come for you. They are Islamizing you, and you are expecting us to speak on your behalf. Well, that's who we are. We are good people by nature. We, the Biafrans, we are good people by nature. So we'll speak for you. We'll advocate. We'll tell the whole world what is happening in Nigeria. But you all need to understand, what is good for the goose is good for the gander. What is good for the goose is good for the gander. Listen.
Saying, wait, we need to redesignate Nigeria as a country of particular concern. It's a bloodbath. It's a genocide.
It does seem like if this were happening to somebody else, you would see it on the front page of the New York Times, the front page of the Washington Post every day. Why isn't it?
Well, I think because A, it's Africa, and we just don't cover Africa the way we should. And B, for whatever reason, Islamic terrorism is just not covered. And when you look closely, 22 Islamic terrorist groups, including Boko Haram and others, have safe haven and have a safe quarter in Nigeria. Now, here's a little news. I was told this last week. There is a group of Nigerian legislators coming to Washington this week trying to petition the Trump administration and Congress from designating their country as a one of particular concern. They don't want this, but they're doing nothing to protect the Christian population there and to stop these radical Islamic groups from just laying waste to people on the other side of the religious divide from them.
Please, Trump, don't do it. Please, America, don't do it. Do not listen to those animals, those criminals coming. They are cronies. These are men that were put in power by the Islamic Caliphate. So they are henchmen, they are stooges of the Islamic Caliphate in Nigeria. Please, America, don't listen to them. Send them back. If possible, let the FBI investigate them, and whoever has a criminal record in America should be locked up in jail in America. Please don't listen to them. This is what they do. They believe money can solve everything. Obama's hands were greased, allegedly, by these same criminals. Obama he supported an Islamic person who is known to be a terrorist, a jihadist, to be president of Nigeria in the name of Buhari. Please, America, please, do not accept them. Lock them up when they come. They are stooges. I bet you they will come and tell you, hey, look at me. I'm a Christian, I'm a Catholic, and I am telling you that in the name of God, there is no genocide of Christians happening in Nigeria. They will say this because these guys, they are criminals. They don't care about blasphemy and the rest of them in the name of God. Please, America, do not welcome them. Donald Trump, please do what is right. We believe in you. We know that America is God's own country. You are the last hope of man on earth right now as we speak. God's own country. In God we trust. And for the fact you are God's own country, we can only call upon you because the EU have let us down, the AU have let us down, the UN have let us down, ICC are not speaking, the jihadis, they have everybody in their pockets. All the different organizations, they have them in their pocket, apart from America. Apart from America. America is God's own country, the last hope of the Christians and the Biafrans living in Nigeria. Please, hurry to the aid of the Christians. Hurry to our aid. What is happening now is known as Islamification. Now, in order to have jobs, contracts, people have to change the way they dress. You cannot show your nativeness anymore. You have to dress like a Muslim now. Kaftan, the Muslim hat, and all those things, they're doing it now. I call it the process known as Islamification, where you change your ways of life, your culture, your norms, your appearance, your food, in order to appease those in power, the caliphate in power. But over time, it's a recipe for Islamization. Today, as we speak, those in power, they are all dressing with their, Islamic regalia just to show, solidarity to the leaders or those that run Nigeria, those that own Nigeria, to show them that, hey, we are part of you. We believe in the caliphate. Make me governor and I will bring my people to you. Make me a politician. Make me this, make me that. Make me a senator and the rest of them. This is happening in Nigeria. Islamification is taking place. In some places, you are not allowed to even drink beer or alcohol. If the Islamic police, known as Hizbah, if they see you selling alcohol, they will lock you up, they will burn down your shop. If you have a restaurant, they burn down the restaurant because of a single beer found in the fridge of a restaurant. This is happening in Nigeria and nobody is speaking about it. The media, they are scared to speak about it because once they speak about it, their licenses get revoked and before you know it, they are asked to pay sanctions. People are sent to jail for speaking the truth. So they are scared to speak. They are scared to speak. Our only hope is God's own country, America. America, please. Hurry to the aid of the Christians. The whole world has let us down. Finland has let us down. The so-called most peaceful country in the world where, they respect the rule of law. Finland has woefully let us down. They have failed woefully. They are a very naive and stupid country. The president is so stupid, shallow-minded, inept, to know what is happening. He is myopic to understand what is happening in Nigeria. Instead, he's doing business with Nigeria at the expense of the Christians living in Nigeria. Our only hope is America, God's own country. So we plead on you to please hurry to the aid of the Christians. Hurry to the aid of the Biafrans. When you come for the Christians, you have come to save the Biafrans. Because we, the Biafrans, like I said, 99.999% of us are Christians, traditional worshippers, and Jews. We are the black Jews. They know this. That's why they hate us with a passion in Africa. The same way in the Arabic world now, they are saying death to Jews. The same thing they are doing to us in Africa, in Nigeria. Every tribe, most of the politicians in those tribes, they hate the Biafrans with a passion. They are happy when the Nigerian government is killing the Christians or killing the Biafrans. There is joy in the hearts of the other tribes. Naively or stupidly, or they know what they are doing. Because they know deep inside, they know who we are. They know who we are. Their forefathers told them who we are. We are the children of the rising sun. And we know that the Jews are known as the children of the light. We are distant relatives. We are the children of the rising sun. And in Jews, they are known as what? The children of the light. So Nigerian government, the Islamic jihadists, they hate the Biafrans with a passion because they know deep inside when they kill and destroy us, they think, they are trying to hurt Israel. Indirectly. But we are telling them we are serving a living God. We will not bow. We will not cower. We shall keep on fighting the good fight. All we are asking for is for the international world to do what is right. America, do what is right and hurry to the aid of the Christians. We are begging upon you. Because right now as we speak, they are using the law. They are using their law. They are breaking their law, manipulating the law to jail all our freedom fighters as we speak. There is no rule of law in Nigeria. You speak out about the illegalities happening. You speak out about the genocide and you have been locked up in jail. And nobody speaks about it. The media does not speak about it in Nigeria. So the Christians are helpless. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. That's what's happening in Nigeria. The Christians are helpless. All they can do is call on Jesus. Right now, all we can do as Christians is call on Jesus. Nothing else. If you go to the court in Nigeria, you're wasting your time. You go to the police, you report a crime, nothing is done. They don't come around. You go to the army and tell them some terrorists on their way, the army does nothing. They come back later to take their arms from the youths trying to defend themselves. And that same night, the terrorists will come with a vengeance and decimate the whole area. We are pleading with America. Hurry to the aid of the Christians. Hurry to the aid of the Christians. Hurry to the aid of the Christians. Fellow Biafrans, I'll leave it here. I will leave it here. I will leave it here. Let's just wrap it up.
I've spoken to Christian leaders there for decades. They will tell you they are very much afeared that Nigeria is going to turn into what Egypt and Constantinople became, which, remember, was a majority Christian country that over time you had an Islamic destruction of the faith. And that's what's happening in Nigeria in real time. We've got to do something here. At least put sanctions on this government.
You said it. You nailed in fact, it was a perfect shot from you. You've hit the nail on the head. You've hit a nail on the head. Turkey was once a Christian country. Turkey. Egypt. And slowly and steadily, they turn it around into an Islamic caliphate. It's already happening in Nigeria. Unfortunately, it is already happening in Nigeria. But the only people speaking, the only people that are not scared to die and speak are we, the Biafrans. So we are saying if we can have a partnership with America, job done. We have the men on ground. We have those that can defend the land. All we need is just a pat on the back, a blessing from America to say, hey, the Biafrans, the Christians in Nigeria, leave them alone to determine their own fate and their own destiny. That's all we need, just a backing from America, and the job is done. We have the men on ground. We have those who are ready to fight. But unfortunately, they use, the international law against us. Look at Finland. Calling us terrorists. Finland calling Christians terrorists against the Islamic jihadists. Imagine that. They're using the law against us. So all we need is the blessing from America We need Trump to speak on this. And that's all we need. If Trump can condemn Nigerian government for what they are doing, the Islamic Caliphate of Nigeria, and support the Christians to defend themselves, support the Biafrans saying we have the right to ask for our own independence, job done. That's all we need. Not prayers. That's all we need. The backings from America. If you can give that to us, within 6 months, every land owned by the Christians will be safe. In Biafra or in Nigeria. That's all we need. Make it law. Speak on this. And Nigerian government will have no place to hide their impunity. That's all we're asking for. Give us the backing. Give us the support. Designate Nigeria as a country of concern. Let Nigeria be in the red list of countries of concern. Then job done. This is very easy to deal with. That's all we need. And I promise you, the Christians will be safe in Biafra land. And those that want to be in Nigeria, they will be safe in Nigeria. We have the men to do it. The youths are ready to fight and die for what they believe in. All we need is the backing, the support from God's own country. Only America can do it. Not the UN, not ICC. Those ones, they've been compromised. Only America can do it. Lord have mercy. Let's wrap it up.
Couldn't agree with you more. And what's remarkable is, despite this persecution, the number of conversions and the faith of the African church is something that's so inspirational. So we appreciate you joining us on this story. It's so important.
Thanks, Raymond.
Thank you, Raymond. It's really important. Thank you all for covering it.
I'm Steve Ducey.
Thank you very much, my dear brothers and sisters, for listening. And I am sure going forward, you now understand the plight of the Christians in Nigeria. This is our story. This is our song. This is what we're going through. Right now, we're on a crossroad that the only people, the only government that can intercede for us is America. President Donald John Trump. Please hurry to the aid of the Christians. Thank you. May God bless you. And may God bless Biafra. May God bless all the Christians in Africa. And those Christians in Nigeria. Freedom is coming. Your liberation is coming. Be glad because your Redeemer liveth. God will use America to save you. You will never be converted to Islam. God is with you. And God is working. The God we serve, the God we know is working. Your freedom is here. America will do the needful. In God we trust. In America we trust. God's own country. Thank you. I rest my case.
Yeah. Check me out. Superstars Media. Lord Luggett, Bloomington, Lord Luggett, and it's Wild Flora Show. 1914 amalgamation is what we dying for. 3 nations to 1 nation, ever since annihilation. Nepotism is nonsense. You and you, clap your hands. Biafra gonna come, clap your hands. Biafra, Oduduwa, we're free now. Freedom is gonna come, we're free now. Yeah.